Welcome back to Sports Dribble Podcast, powered by Sports Rewind Digital. I'm joined with Davo and BJ again today. How are we, fellas?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Good,
A
mate.
fantastic Tuesday.
Yes.
Doing well, mate. Love watching the Aussies pump the pommies in the cricket. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Plenty of sport on. I missed the cricket this afternoon, but I'm sure you'll give me a heads up of what's going on. That's for sure. Let's talk our family and local sports first. Mate, Randall, I know you're a young bloke, had a bit of touch footy during the week, last week, also a bit of basketball. How'd they go?
Yeah, primary school touch knockout comp. He went all right. I think they may have scored one try in one of the games, so I think they did all right. There was a lot of throwing the ball over the head, and not many people catching it, so they struggled. But they all had fun. That's all that matters.
That's it.
And then the basketball, they had another convincing win for the under 11s. They might need to go up a division. I think they had a strong win, 70-4 or something like that. I think it was. So yeah, I think they're playing out of their division somehow.
Pretty convincing. What about the Davo household, mate? Let's start with the daughters. How do they go?
Yeah, both daughters picked up wins on Saturday morning. Youngest daughter in the girls' sixes. They had a last ball sort of victory sort of thing. They held the team out, so they got a win. And then the other daughter was playing an undefeated team, and she was out there at the end and needed 11 runs off 2 balls for the win. And she smacked a boundary first ball, which was a no ball as well. So there's 5 extra ball. Next ball, boundary, and then topped it off with 2 runs at the end to get the win. And just beat the undefeated team. The whole team, they went crazy. It was great to see. That's what sport's about.
It is, mate. Undefeated, no longer.
That's it. And they're arrogant too, this mob. So it was great to see.
Awesome, mate. And how about the wife? How'd she go?
Yeah, she bowled well. She had 4 overs, none for 8. Should have had 2 catches, but none there. But then she came in right at the end as well and hit a 2 off the last ball to get their team a win. So that was the first win for the season for them. So a few beverages were had down the pub on Saturday night.
Fair enough. Now, do you have a dog, mate?
Got 2 dogs.
Do they play cricket?
They'll chase.
Yeah. Fair enough. How'd you go?
Yeah, our team went well. We scored 260 from our 40 overs. So I had a couple of little swings at some. So I retired on 54 off just 19 balls. So I was seeing it pretty well. This running's overrated. Always has been, always will be. So stand and deliver. And then we kept them to about 170, I think. So a good win for us. So we're still top of the table.
Nice, mate. So, with all these runs, what's your favourite shot? The cow corner or what?
Shut your eyes, swing hard in case you make contact. Jose Canseco has it. Straight drive, lofted drive. When they bowl you a nice little half volley, just sort of throw it at it. But sometimes, over cow corner, some of the spinners have bowled ranked full tosses on leg stump. And as you know, to a baseballer, it's like the eyes just light up and thanks for coming.
It's like throwing a little cookie out there, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It really is. You just got to watch the eyes don't light up too much.
Yeah.
There was one ball, I think I was looking at the lovely top branch of the tree about 150 metres away. Got nowhere near the ball, but geez, I was looking up well at that tree.
Beautiful.
Captain's just like, hey, take it easy, just stay in here. I'm like, yeah, all right, got it, Skip.
I remember my last game of cricket. I think it was with Randall. I was about 10 Canadian clubs deep before I got to have a bat. I didn't see many. I was the same, mate. The head was up in the trees, but
pretty sure you put your back out, mate.
Absolutely. So, Davo, were you top of the table?
Yeah, mate, we're top of the table. 6 wins from 7 games. So we've got the bye this week, but a few of us are filling in for the other team. Like the club's a bit short for players, so we're trying to get the other team a win this week. So
Probably like all sports, isn't it? Sort of coming out of COVID, numbers are down in lots of sports. I know with baseball it was pretty horrible with numbers, but hopefully, yeah, things start to pick up. Have they noticed that, Davo, with coming out of COVID? Is that sort of numbers wise been down, or is it more just?
no, I think just people have got things on, or like family stuff. Some might be crook. Like I know there's still some COVID around, but
Yeah.
When you've got like 9 teams or something, so there's always going to be people out. So they've called up the juniors quite a bit, which has been handy. But now, since we've got the bye this week, they thought, well, we can fill in.
Yep. Beautiful.
So gets us a game.
Right.
And what about your
you?
family? Yeah, sorry. Yeah. What's the Hudson crew been up to?
Mate, we're getting ready to go to Nationals in Queensland. What's today? Tuesday. So we leave Thursday.
Yep.
So the girls have got a million dances and cheer routines to do there in Queensland. So that should be good fun. They're pretty excited and pretty pumped for it. They're just getting home from training now. So it's 9:15 on a Tuesday night, and they're just sort of stumbling home. They've been training hard. Apart from that, I went and checked out the Spark Helmore Newcastle Triathlon on the weekend. Some old faces there, haven't seen for a few years, and sort of caught up with a few there, and that was good fun. And also went to Surfing the Spectrum on Saturday. So it's a not-for-profit organisation that helps autistic kids with surfing.
Nice.
It was pretty cool. It was good to see lots of different kids with different needs getting out there and enjoying the surf. The surf was actually pretty high, so it was pretty hectic.
Did your young bloke get out there and have a dip, or
He didn't, mate. He loves the water, but he didn't get out there this time. But I reckon next year he'll be on there for sure. I think they're doing another one again in May, so
bit cold then?
I think they've got one down the coast as well coming up. So for those Central Coasties out there, if you know any kids with autism or any families with autistic children, yeah, Surfing the Spectrum, check them out on Facebook and also on their webpage there.
It's a great initiative.
Yes.
It is, mate. And I know NDIS was there doing some filming on the weekend. I know they're trying to get a little bit of funding from them. They've just picked up a sponsor, Burton Toyota, up here in Newey. So it's pretty good to see. Bit of support getting thrown around for it.
Awesome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Side note, mate, how'd your arm pull up?
mate, I'm fresh
yeah.
as. I threw what did we throw? About 30 or 40?
Yeah, it was enough for me to be sore anyway in the old shoulder blade, but
Mate,
it
the
was good, mate. It was good to see
elbow's
you
not
having a
even
rollover.
swollen.
Half your luck.
I can still move. I could wipe my ass Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So
That's
Yeah.
always a bonus.
mate, I was fresh. Could be looking good for. Does Tigers have 7th grade still, or what does it go down to?
We can if you want.
You on Bobby Montgomery?
Yeah, I reckon.
No, he's already in the 6th grade side, mate.
Oof.
At Toronto.
Fair enough.
Can't pry him off the mound, the old legend.
Let's go into our Tuesday tidbits. Just named just recently there by Davo. Thanks for that name, mate. That's it for now until we find something better.
You can do with that name as you please and say it any way you want to change it round. So
That's it. What have you got for me?
I don't know if you guys see the Winter League down in what's it, Dominican Republic, I think. The old as Dribble Cabrera. defending his pitcher. The mate hit the bomb off him, decided to pimp it up a bit, and Cabrera's come in with a massive left hook and taken the guy out and sparked an all-in brawl. So that was good to see.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, there you go. Let the boys play. It's more like let the boys fight. So
how about when he did the bat toss? The dugout started to come out already.
Yeah.
No, it was on.
Yeah. Bat toss to the opposition dugout.
It was a fairly big celebration, wasn't it? Like he just stared in the dugout the whole way and then flipped the bat out towards the field. Like, and it wasn't just a little one either. Like it was a big flip.
Yeah.
So he probably deserved it.
So.
Definitely. He didn't see it coming either.
No.
Like Cabrera's just come out of nowhere and just poleaxed him. And mind you, got to give the first base coach some credit. He was first in there. He pushed Cabrera out of the way to sort of try and protect his player.
Yeah.
But they were a long way from the other team's dugout.
That's for sure.
So yeah, that seemed to be the highlight of the week. And then I think your mate Buster Posey. I think I read a stat where it was it 10 or 1,000 games he caught? Either 1,000 or 10,000. I'll have to double check. 27 pass balls from all those games. So that's
pretty impressive.
I know most catchers hate him because he's now the one that changed the rule about collisions at home plate. But that's a pretty impressive record to only have 27 pass balls over that amount of games caught.
Yeah,
that's not innings, that's games. So you times that by 7 or 8 innings, and yeah, you're getting up there for a good number.
Yeah, for sure. What do you got, Randall?
Mate, for me, I've just got the one. It was a little thing on the Miami Dolphins. They're up to 7-3. They're just saying the last time Miami Dolphins were 7-3 was 24 starting quarterbacks ago, 8 head coaches, 7 stadiums. What else was there? The Heat, Miami Heat, had won 0 titles. LeBron was in high school. iPods had just come out. iPhone was still 6 years away from being created. Mike McDaniel was a freshman, and Tom Brady was a rookie. So it's been a bit of a lean run there for Miami Dolphins, but they're doing well. They're up there now. They had to buy this. They had to buy this week, but still 7-3. So
that's quality.
Oh,
that'd be pre-Dan Marino too, wouldn't it? Like going back that long?
I think it was Einhorn or Finkel. I'm not sure.
Laces out.
We're showing our age there.
Yeah. What about Olivia Pachado from Brown University becomes the first female baseball player in NCAA Division I history to make the varsity roster? It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
A walk-on too.
Yeah. So that was good. Another one I seen was Aaron Judge just landed in San Francisco for all those San Francisco Giants fans out there.
I noticed that.
Never heard of him.
Supposedly meeting with the Giants on Tuesday. So we'll see what happens there.
Is that before he goes to LA?
Probably.
Them, or
probably.
Is he just doing a road show or what?
Yeah, it might be.
Surely anyone with some coin's going to be asking him to come and have a look around.
Well, the Dodgers just freed up some money by letting go all their players, so they've got some money to spend.
Yeah, going to be massive.
Still got to fill those spots though with some quality. They're looking at letting some quality go.
Yeah, well, something they think 100 million or something like that is what they think he's going to get. But anyway, we'll see. What about for the fishermen out there, for the fishing fans? A British angler has caught a 30-kilo giant goldfish in blue water lakes in France. It's a leather carp and koi, a specimen of leather carp and koi known as a carrot was reportedly released in a lake 20 years ago. Andy Hackett spent 25 minutes reeling in the fish before posting a photo and releasing the fish back in the water.
Big
Mate,
fish.
it is just a giant goldfish. It is huge. So whoever flushed the Goldie down the toilet, it lived and still kicking on.
That's,
There we
that's
have
a
it.
fair effort.
All right, that's our tidbits. If you want some more tidbits next week, make sure you subscribe so that you can stay informed when our next episode comes out. Also, anything else that we post during the week.
And open to name changes if you can think of something better, which I'm sure
Absolutely.
people can.
Post it in the comments, even if it's not better. Let us know. Let us know. Right, I want to go with the NFL, Randall.
Yeah, mate, sure.
What do you got for us?
I did some I did do some notes this week, flat out at work today. So thought I'd do some notes.
Beautiful.
So let's have a look here. The Titans, they maintain their lead in the AFC South with a win over the Packers 27-17. The Bears, they're gone back to reality, losing 24-27 to Atlanta. So they're now only one game behind the Bucks in the NFC South. Ravens, my Ravens, they only just got out of jail, those poor buggers. Tell you what, they took it to the death. They got up 13-3 over Carolina. They'll hold on to first place in the North, AFC North. Browns went down to the Bills, 23-31. The Bills are now equal first in the AFC East with the Dolphins, who had the bye. Dolphins 73, they're killing it. All right, Washington 23 defeated the Texans 10. Texans are rubbish at the moment. Have you
They
seen
are
any
rubbish.
of them? Well, they 1-8 and a tie. That's terrible.
Horrible.
So up there with the Packers.
Yeah, Packers are even better than them at the moment. Even Las Vegas are better than them. That's saying something. Philly. Philly. Oh, they got lucky. They beat the Colts 17-16 to move to 9-1. Philly were down 13-3 to start the fourth quarter. I don't know if any of you guys caught any of that game, but
A little bit.
yeah,
very lucky.
They were very, very lucky. They come home, showing the quality they are all year so far. Patriots beat the Jets 10-3. The Rams 20, defeated by the Saints 27. Lions coming from nowhere. Lions defeated the Giants 31-18. The Lions have got a three-game win streak. It's the first time in 5 years they've had a 3-game win streak.
The Giants have been going all right too. I think they're 7-3.
They've slumped a bit, I think, but they're all right. I think. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what's going to happen in that division.
I wrote them off before the season started.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, the Lions, I think they'll do it tough. I think they've got the Bills this week. So yeah, it might be a reality check for them anyway.
Why are you talking about the Bills, mate? How about that snow?
Oh, mate,
that was huge.
So how many weeks the Bills playing in Detroit? Are they playing 3 weeks there or just the 2?
I'm not sure. So, yeah.
They're definitely there. They got the Lions. Got the Lions this week, and yeah, they were there last week. But a big effort from their fans and people to go and help dig them out.
Yeah.
So just so they could leave their houses to go and get to the games. So that's pretty cool. Pretty designated.
We haven't really hit winter yet over there, so
no.
That's a sign of things to come.
What they say, 6 foot of snow.
Yeah, something crazy like that
in like 24 hours or something. Like, so we wouldn't know anything about that here.
No.
Although in saying that, it snowed over the weekend down in outskirts of Canberra and the Snowy Mountains. So, and what are we, November? It's a week and a bit away from summer.
Yep.
So random. The Raiders 22 beat the Broncos 16, which was just a battle for last. Really, both teams are struggling away. I think they've both got 3. They're 3-7, I think, both of them, something like that. Cowboys upset the Vikings in a big way.
Yeah.
40-3. That's crazy. It's only their second loss for the year, the Vikings. But yeah, that dead set. I don't know if you guys saw any, but it was the Cowboys game of the year. Like they just ran all over the Vikings.
Yeah. I didn't watch. I watched the highlights, but yeah, totally one sided.
Everything they did, offense, defense, they just it was like men against children, and that's saying something because the Vikings are strong. They've been
Yeah.
a strong team this year.
Yeah, well, they're 8-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8-2. That's right. What else we got there? The Bengals. They keep the division title dream on track, defeating the Steelers 37-30. They're sort of just sitting behind the Ravens there. Chiefs, they fought back too. KC, mate, your team, Huddo, they come back late in their game. I think it was, maybe was it almost inside the 2-minute warning or something like that?
I think it was. It was, yeah. I
It was
thought it like a
pretty.
minute and a half left, and they finally got up.
Yeah, and they finally got ahead. Yeah, they were, what they get up 30-27 over the Chargers. The Chargers played pretty good. So yeah.
What I'm enjoying about that is the Chiefs are just flying under the radar since they lost against the Bills. Everything has been on the Bills over there.
Yep.
Nothing really about the Chiefs, and yeah, Patrick Mahomes is still leading pass scorer, and yeah, so go the Chiefs.
I think they made a comment about Mahomes and just said, "Look, he's like Steph Curry. You're not going to blow up because he sits back and makes 3-point shots in a row.
Yeah,
he's going to do that all day. You've just got to do what you can do.
Yeah,
he's going to get fucking first downs all the time.
I posted a little short of his pass, and he's thrown it 35-40 yards, and you don't even see the receiver until he's got the ball.
Yeah,
it's like he's thrown it into a bucket. He's thrown it from left field to first base into a bucket.
Yep,
just
he's just a freak. That's it. Agreed. And then today, we had 49ers and the Cardinals, I think it was.
Yep.
I did watch it. And 49ers, they ran away with it. They're down in Mexico, I think it was.
48-10 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a blowout. It was, 49ers.
They're starting to come together. Jimmy had four touchdown passes or something. Yep. And by giving up only 10 points, I think the 49ers keep the best defensive record across the whole league. So
it's good. It's good.
It's just good to see Jimmy Garoppolo just chilled out on the bench too, like in between plays, no stress. He was talking to his, coach or coordinator, the quarterback's coordinator, just chilling out. It was really good to see, just relaxed style of football.
They're probably another team, like you said, with the Chiefs, just flying under the radar. They're just cruising along, just getting what they need to do done. Like they're starting to get a bit hot now, and
ready for that run home because they've got a pretty easy run home, I think. So they could be one of the teams to watch out for.
Yeah,
they'll be up there
for sure. That's pretty much it, mate, for the week. This week coming up, it's the Thanksgiving stuff, so there's no buys. Everyone plays everyone. So we'll see what happens there.
Game on.
And I see Patrick Mahomes met a favourite coach of his, or like a dream coach, the other day on the sideline.
I missed that.
The Fonz.
Yeah,
Henry
right.
Winkler.
Oh, really?
I forget his name from the Waterboy, but they were sort of posting memes about he's finally met the right coach sort of thing. So it's some good stuff. Yeah, Henry Winkler just happened to be there, and Mahomes saying he's a big fan of Henry Winkler's, and he's like, hey, well, geez, I am of yours. We've got to catch up for dinner.
Yeah.
But yeah, then there's the still shots of like Coach, whatever his name was from the Waterboy.
Not Bombay, is it? It's something.
No, that was the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, it's Mighty Ducks.
Gordon
yeah.
Bombay.
Gordon Bombay.
I
The
can't
Mighty
remember what it
Duckman
was,
himself.
but yeah.
I just remember the tattoo was it Roy Orbison or something on his ass. Who was the
I can't
tattoo on his
remember that.
ass? What
No.
Mama don't know won't hurt her or something.
I can't remember. Quality
might,
show.
might have to watch that tomorrow.
Yeah. Kids get an education. It's like I put Major League on a few weeks back so that kids could get a bit of education. I forgot it was R-rated.
Yeah, we we put dodgeball on the other week, and we were a bit the same, especially when they win the dodgeball cup, and two girls start making out at the end, and the boys just looked at me and went, "Oh, what's going on here?" Oh, I think the words out of the 8-year-old's mouth was, "Oh, they're les." And old love turns around and says, "No, I'm bisexual," and they're both like, "What's that, Dad?" Next channel.
Classic.
Where's Field of Dreams?
I'm sure that was rated PG.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Looking back, the amount of times you watch Major League and that as a kid, and
Yep,
nothing. Things have changed.
they have.
What about the cricket, Davo? I know you got it on in the
Mate.
background there, mate.
We're destroying the Poms. They're 8 for 122. So about to lose the 3-game series, which is always good to see. But I think they're still hungover from their 2020 World Cup. So not much of a crowd down there at the old MCG, but I suppose cold day, a nothing game, the 50 over game. It's sort of like, it's understandable why there's not a lot there, but Aussies are showing pretty good form, which is good to see. So that should be a good lead up to, I think we've got a couple of tests against West Indies starting after this one-day series, but the WBBL's ramping up now. They had the final games on the weekend where we saw the Stars beat the Scorchers, which knocked the Scorchers out of the top 4. So they'll be spewing. They lost 2 games in a row to miss out on the finals. And then, because it was a double header. So Scorchers lost to the Stars, and then they lost to the Renegades in a deal. Like the Duckworth Lewis came in and got them. So they missed out. So we now have our top 5 set. So Sydney being on top, they're straight through the grand final. And they'll host the grand final Saturday night down at North Sydney Oval, which Spion got things on. That'll be a great game to watch. But you've got Brisbane versus Hobart tomorrow night. And the winner of that then plays Adelaide on Thursday. So you'll have Adelaide versus the winner of that. And whoever wins out of Adelaide and the other winner goes on to play Sydney on Saturday night. So Sydney, they've been the red hot team throughout. They're so well balanced, and they should be going. But I wouldn't write off Brisbane. They've got some good hitters in there, so solid lineup. But no, it's been a great comp for the women, been well supported. That comes up, and then I think the men's Big Bash starts in a week or 2 after that.
December
13?
December 9, 13,
yeah.
9, something like that.
Yeah, so it's good. The women finish up, and then the men start. So can't get enough cricket.
Game on.
See the what's that when West Indies test start next Tuesday or next Wednesday or something, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Perth. I think there's Perth and Adelaide, I think. Or no, I definitely know it's over in Perth. So no, I think Brisbane's later on for whoever else is coming out. I've got to look at that. South Africa, yeah. So I think
which is odd. Like we don't see them much out here in the summer because it's usually their summer too.
That's right, because they normally complain about coming out here during Christmas and all that because that's when they want to hold series. But it's a shame the Windies don't have the team of old because, mate, over at the Wacker or the new Perth Stadium, you'd love to have seen like the fast bowlers of old going over there. But unfortunately, the Windies, hopefully they put up a better fight than what they did in the 2020. But hey, Brian Lara's out here commentating at the moment, so Mike, throw the uniform back on. Probably couldn't hurt.
No, I think it's going to be a pretty one-sided test series. I
sure.
don't think that they're not. They haven't been offering too much up in the last 5 or 6 years, have they?
No.
Hopefully Australia wins the toss and bats.
Yeah. Well, that's where the daughter couldn't believe we were watching the cricket earlier, and she said, "Oh, what's the highest score by like someone ever in a test?" And I said, "Funny you should ask that. It's that guy in the commentary box." And she's like, "Oh, how much?" I said, 400. She's like, "What? 400?" And Lara holds the record with 400, but he also holds number 3 spot with 375 as well.
Yeah.
So just ironic that the daughter happens to mention who's scored the highest runs ever, and then his head pops up on the TV.
Yeah.
Unreal.
I did hear him. I did hear him talk about. He was talking with Mark Howard, I think it was, and Hussey, and they were talking about he played a county game or something, and scored 500 and something runs in a county game.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, oh, all I could do was laugh. He was just so nonchalant about it. Like, it's just.
Yep. Well, that 400, there was 43 boundaries and 6 sixes, 580 balls. So he wasn't taking it slow.
Wow.
Nah, especially not on the day he was playing either.
No.
He was in that middle era, wasn't he? Just before the big bats and those real big hitters, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It's
So
always good to watch.
any old West Indian's good to watch.
That era of cricket was awesome. All right, mate. I'm just going to give you a couple of updates with the NBL. There's nothing to report really other than Sydney are still on top of the table. Or actually, they had a loss last week, so they're still on top of the table, but New Zealand's popped a little bit closer. Cairns in 3rd, Southeast Melbourne in 4th, Perth, and then Tasmania in 6th. Now, something we haven't mentioned much of, the A-League. I did mention the A-League a few weeks back when the Jets were on top of the Central Coast Mariners there, Davo. But, mate, your Central Coast team have come good. They've leapfrogged the Jets, and as I said, mate, they're going to be like the Knights and win their first couple of games and not win another game again. Exactly how it's happened. Melbourne City's on top. Played 6 with 5 wins. Western Sydney with 4 wins. Adelaide, MacArthur, Central Coast, Sydney FC in the top 6. And then we move down to 10th place. Newcastle Jets, 5 played, 2 wins. So they did exactly what I said they would, Davo. They had their 2 wins for the year, and that's all over.
And this is the Mariners doing it. We're missing a few of their roster because I think 3 or 4 Mariners are over with the Socceroos.
Yeah, so
their season's postponed anyway until the end of the World Cup. So that's all on hold. So
yeah,
they shouldn't have to worry too much about that now. They should be in the clear until they all get back. Unless, Australia win the World Cup and, they probably party for the next 6 months. Don't worry about coming back if that happened.
Yep. Mate,
if
the Socceroos kick off tomorrow morning. We can't decide if it was 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. I'm sure it was 5 a.m. Randall.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's when the broadcast starts, but
or if you're in Brisbane,
possibly. Anyway, check your local guides. But the Socceroos kick off tomorrow
against France.
Should be a tough match to start, that's for sure. We seen it kicked off today with England scoring 6 against Iran. USA were average against Wales.
Yeah, it was 1-1, I think, wasn't
it?
Yeah, they led 1-0 until I think it was 82nd or 85th minute or something, and they come back. I didn't see any of the other games, but Netherlands won, Ecuador won, and that was it to start us off.
Yeah, day one was Qatar versus Ecuador, wasn't it?
Yep.
And Ecuador got up 2-0.
Pumped.
Yep.
After they changed the start day for whatever reason, it was meant to start the day before or something, and they decided they're going to move it back a day.
Yeah.
I
No, it
don't-
makes sense, doesn't it? Especially for
Yeah.
those people traveling all across the world and things like that. What about if you paid all this money to get tickets and you can't even get a beer at the ground? What's that all about?
Yeah, or anywhere around there at all, really.
It's brutal.
Oh,
I did see that they have some set up areas where you can get beers, and as soon as it opened, it was just hundreds of blokes, like all Pommies and Americans and Australians, and all they're doing is just beeline straight. They're all racing through these lines just to try to get down there and get a beer, and they're all like hugging the beer and
I'd be running to the bulls,
chugging it down.
wouldn't it?
Oh, that's what it was like.
It's sort of like,
Poor buggies.
big tents open, let's go.
So what's the reasoning behind it? They don't want the brawls or
Their religion, I think.
That's it. Yeah, that's not a done thing over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Heavily religious sort of country that frown upon most things, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So they paid a lot of money to FIFA to hold it.
I would say so, to not have beer. So the Aussies have got Denmark, France, and
Tunisia.
Tunisia in their group.
They play Tunisia game 2 on Saturday night at 9 p.m, which is a bit disappointing. That's going to clash with the women's BBL final.
Mate, you're gonna have to get a second screen up on the wall there.
Oh, it's all right for me. I will. No worries.
And the ABL.
And the ABL. All
Yeah.
those games. I'll make it work.
Fair enough.
Always do. The
Hey.
young bloke's got a laptop. Wife's got a laptop. I've got a laptop. I've got a work laptop. A few iPads. You got the TV, some phones.
Hey, you
Sweet.
need to hang them all up on the same wall there outside the pool.
Yeah. As long as
What
it's warm
about
enough.
what's your predictions for the World Cup? Who's going to win?
Brazil? I don't know.
Don't know. I've looked at it a little bit, but not a great deal. Portugal's always sort of up there, but I know Ronaldo's getting old, but they've got some pretty good young players coming through. So likes of Germany and that, they can't be written off. So I think your usual favourites, yeah. Brazil, they're up there.
I think you got to wait till you get through the group stage and see sort of who upsets who. It doesn't take much for a draw here or there. Especially for someone like Australia, you can get a draw against France.
Yep.
And a win against Tunisia or something like that, and all of a sudden you're looking all right.
Yeah.
It's top 2. So
England will choke again.
they'll.
Hope so.
I'm sure they will.
Yep.
Couple of quality goals this morning I've seen, but
Did you see that they had 14 minutes or something of of stoppage time or something like that?
I didn't see.
It was like almost a record for the most amount of injury time in a game, and it's like game number 2 of the World Cup, and it's I think it was 14 minutes or something of injury of stoppage time.
That's
Crazy.
It's a fair effort.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, sort of tops. 5, it's sort of out there, but yeah, 14.
Yeah, crazy.
And that's without beer there.
Over.
That's without beer. Oh, those poor Pommy supporters, mate. They would have been killing.
Straight out there to that little tent out in the corner.
Yeah, bugger your injury time.
Yeah, that's it.
There's probably
We're
a
up 6-0.
Pommy and an Aussie out there pouring them too, I'd imagine.
Probably.
The ABL fellas, the ABL on the weekend, I didn't see much of it. There was a few blowout scores there. I seen one of the Geelong Korea games was like 23-11 or something like that. I can't even remember what it was, but
36 hits. Was it 36 hits?
yeah, it was something like that.
Bombs galore.
Yeah. So they reckon that this year the home run record might go. So 17 home runs is the record, or 16. Can't remember, 16 or 17, but they reckon that's going to go.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, the Aces, Melbourne Aces are still on top, 5-2. Perth Heat are 4-4. That's in the Southwest Division. In the Northeast, Brisbane Band at 6-2. Canberra gone back to 5-3. Auckland were pretty much red hot against them. I said it last week. I liked Auckland up against Brisbane in that first week, and yeah, I've enjoyed watching how they play, and they can hit.
Yeah, they had 50 hits against, or something like 50 something hits against Canberra in that series over the weekend. Like it's
4-game series. That's pretty good.
12 or 13 hits a game sort of thing. Like,
yeah,
man, it's
crazy.
And I think one of those games they got pumped like 13-2 or something. So it wasn't even like they won they swept the series or anything. So
unreal.
Yeah, they're hitting well.
They are.
Mind you, it was blowing a gale down there and a few other places too. So
yeah,
there might have been a bit of wind assistance in some of those games.
Yeah, well, it all kicks off again to Thursday night.
Yep.
Thursday night. There's a few different games on. Be sure to check out the on-demand app. It's been pretty good watching all the different games, and I really rate their coverage so far. It's been quality.
And they've listened to the fans as well and fixed up a glitch so you can now Chromecast it as well. So that's been a bonus for people. So it's nice that the fans had spoken, said, look, this is an issue, and they've gone out, listened to the fans, fixed it.
Yeah.
And it's a way to move ahead and get more customers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
What about last week? We talked about the MLB awards. Have you got them with you there, Randall? Or Davo?
I just turned the cricket off and put it on.
Well, I said they're nine for now. So.
Yeah, so I don't need to look at that anymore anyway then.
No.
Where is it?
Yeah, right. So we had what do we want to start with? American League Rookie of the Year. American League Rookie of the Year. Quan, Rodriguez, and Rutschman were the things. Obviously, Julio Rodriguez. I think we all unanimously said that Rodriguez was the man. And what did he get? Something stupid like 28 votes out of the 30.
Yeah.
National League Rookie of the Year was Donovan, Michael Harris the second, and Spencer Strider. Davo and I both said Harris the second. Huddo, you went Strider, I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
Michael Harris the second. It's good case, mate. It's probably closer than you would think.
Yeah.
Michael Harris the second took that award out. Manager of the Year in the National League, you had Dave Roberts, Buck Showalter, and Snick. We all, I think, went Showalter, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, and he got it.
Was he the first manager, I think, with 4 different teams to win it? So
he's got a different style, and it just seems to pay off with some teams, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Manager of the Year for the American League, Francona, Service, and Brendan Hyde. I think we all said Francona, didn't we? After the year he had with Cleveland, he cleaned up. I don't know if any of you guys listened to another podcast today. And Hyphen was talking about he reckons it should have been Seattle, obviously. Seattle, he put a big,
no bias there.
No, none at all. He put a big case together, said, Scott Service should have got it because, the pressure they had. Last year he was the Brendan Hyde where they weren't expected to do anything. They went pretty well. This year, in pre-season, spring training, you get a couple of big names. You've still got your few up and comers, all that sort of stuff, a mix of new and old and a couple of big personalities to try and sort out. And they weren't going so well at the start of the year, and then picked them up and brought them home and made the playoffs. So he's like, oh, for sure it should have been him. I know we probably don't agree. I think, what Francona did was pretty good.
Bloody hell,
With
16
what-
rookies.
16
Yeah.
rookies with what he had, Cy Young for the American League, Dylan Cease, Alec Manoa, and JV. I think we all looked at the old man and said he's not gonna get beat.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Unanimous, wasn't he?
Unanimous. So, Cy Young, National League, Alcantara, Chicken Fried, and Uraeus. I mean, we all said Sandy, I think, didn't we? Again,
Yeah.
And he picked it up. MVP, National League, Arenado, Goldschmidt, Machado. We all said Goldschmidt after the year he had, and Goldschmidt it was. I think for myself and Davo, that was what was that? 7 from 7 at that point, Davo.
Yeah.
Uh,
Still batting 1,000.
I
still
like
batting
the number 6, mate.
still batting 1,000. Yeah,
6
you
is
do
my
like 6,
number.
don't
So
you? Well, you kept it 6, so it was good. The American League MVP. This was probably always going to be the closest vote that we probably all saw. We all thought it should have been Shohei Ohtani to beat out Alvarez and Judge, but Judge by a landslide. I think he was 28 or 29 votes,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
28.
28 votes
ridiculous.
out of the 30.
How you
don't
come
know.
up with 28 votes when Ohtani, like, for a pitcher, he was like 3+ above WAR, and as a hitter, the same, and no one's ever done that before.
That's right.
And he can't win an MVP.
I
Sentimental
don't get
vote went for Judge, I think.
I think so too.
He had a great year. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Agreed. He still hit 60. What was it? 62 home runs.
Yeah.
Bloody. And
Bucket load of RBIs.
he's still strong defensively and all that sort of stuff. He was moved around a bit in the outfield between centre field and right field. He did carry that team for a portion there, but when you still got Giancarlo Stanton, Rizzo, Matt Carpenter come in and just started tanking the ball. Josh Donaldson at third base. Jose Trevino did a massive job behind the plate even.
Yep.
And then the pitching staff they had as well. Of course, he hits a few home runs every game, and
Yeah.
And Ohtani did that on a losing team.
Exactly right. And he pitched and still hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many players get a rule put in for them? Like the pitcher can DH for themselves. So if they come out of the game from pitching, they can continue to DH.
Yeah.
Like no one else has got a rule made after them. So
Mate, you don't have to tell us, Randall. We all agree with you there, mate.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Sutho, if you're listening, mate,
get fucked. No, I mean, what?
good luck with Judge, mate. I don't think
Love
he's
to see him sign for the Mets.
I would actually love to see him sign with the Mets.
I see him sign for the Pirates.
Well, he's got to go somewhere, doesn't he? I don't think he's going to Orioles.
Don't want him, mate.
Fair enough. Yeah, he only hit 311 or something as well.
Yeah.
All those other stats you read out, and hit 311. Anyway, it was at the top of the list in the record books now. So
No triple crown for him though.
No triple crown. That's what he sort of achieved throughout the year, though. It's all over for another year in the MLB. We're looking forward to Pitches and Cashes report soon.
Baseball Classic beforehand.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of news coming out of the Down Under Classic. Also, Funky Phil and his showcase coming up. Make sure you
Lefty's first varieties now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's changed up a bit. We had a one kid that couldn't be here. I think he's staying overseas, so they mash it up so that it's lefties and righties now. So that'll be good fun. There's a few more announcements coming out about that shortly, I believe.
Get a
There's
bigger crowd than what the Blue Sox are.
Mate, well, what are they? 1-7.
Something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
And yeah, there
I
seems
hope
to
he
be
does get a
a
big
few
crowd
just
there. He's doing a lot for the kids. And whether you play baseball or you don't, it's still going to be a really good day. Or good night. Kids have got jumping castles and all that sort of thing, and they get a feed. And for the parents that are taking kids, they can go and get a burger and a beer and chill out for the night. So yeah, make sure you get your tickets for that. Later in December 22nd, I believe it is.
22nd. Yep.
Yep.
That's it.
All the proceeds go back to the clubs.
Get your tickets now.
Now,
That way That way they know what's going. Know what to cater for. Is that what Funky said?
yep, absolutely. You got anything else for us, fellas, before we go?
Rugby League World Cup finished up on the weekend.
Yep.
As well. In the women's, Australia defeated New Zealand 54-4. So well done to the women. Australian women, they played pretty bloody good. And the men, Australia defeated Samoa 30-10. Pretty much Australia. It was almost Australia A versus Australia B. Realistically. So yeah, but well done to Samoa making the World Cup.
Yep.
Final. It's good to see that it's not Australia, New Zealand, or England, or one of those three, like it always is. It was good to see someone different there.
And to get a shout out by The Rock as well.
Yes,
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
A
Did see
big
that.
shout out. It was several minutes. Like he was in his gym, and people had reached out, and he sort of showed he had goosebumps talking about his Samoan heritage and what these guys were doing and all that, and then panned in on his arm and showed the goosebumps. So it's like that's not a bad person to have in your corner there. So
that's awesome.
Pumped him up nicely.
Yep, sure did. Not enough though. That's probably not enough. Unfortunately, it's hard to match that quality of Australia. It's pretty much the national sport, isn't it? Like, what do you do?
I did laugh. At least he kept it real. He said, I'd love to be out in the field with you guys, but knowing what that sport's like, I'd get my ass handed to me.
Yeah, I'd probably get smashed.
It's like I've done the NFL. Oh, well, I did college. But yeah, he said, I'd probably, get my ass handed to me.
I'd say so.
It.
Which was good. It was just good to see. It's like so often, like they think, like they're the toughest because they play gridiron and all that. But no, get rid of all that padding.
Different game then.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
There's no sort of tactical run this way, run that way, and get in there and just try and block or whatever. It's we'll line up on this line, you line up on that line, and you run at me as hard as you can, and I'll run at you as hard as I can.
Yep.
There's no real trick play or anything like that. It's just run at each other.
Force.
Yep.
Bring back the biff. Old school. I used to love watching the 90s or even the 80s, but yeah, the 90s State of Origin was always good value. Always good value. All right, fellas.
Being a Knights fan, I always used to love it when they played Manly.
Yeah.
You get the old Chief versus Spud.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
It was always good.
Even when I see the old highlight reels on the socials now, it just brings a smile to my face, just going, oh, this is great.
Line each other up.
I go back even older. Bulldogs in the 80s versus Para, Jeff Robinson, that hair going everywhere, and poor old Sturlo, they tried the wall and Robbo just smashed straight through them. So same sort of thing.
Love it.
So good.
All right, fellas. You enjoy the weekend and the rest of the week. We'll be back next week.
You guys got anything on? Anything on this weekend?
Nationals for me, mate. I'll be in Queensland. Probably
drinking beers.
Sitting on a balcony drinking beers.
Possibly. Possibly. I've got the Newcastle background here with the beach just to get myself a little bit prepped. So we might be a day late next week, fellas, or poolside. I'm not sure yet.
Poolside.
We might
Just-
go poolside with 40,000 kids. See how the microphone holds up.
Just don't be one of those toolies. Because
Nah, mate.
schoolies is on at the moment.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic.
You might get lucky. It might have just finished.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Maybe.
Nah, probably not. Probably not my luck. It's the peak weekend. Not that we'll be going out or anything. We'll be maybe down to the surf club for a meal. That's about us.
Mate, at least you might be able to find somebody to go to the strippers with you.
Don't know about that, mate. Come on, mate. Those days are over. Those days are well and truly gone, Randall. How old are
Yeah.
you?
40.
40. Jeez.
1,000.
40.
No, I'm not. Not that old, mate.
Spring chickens.
Yeah, Davo, we won't let anybody in on your age anyway.
I get to raise the bat next year for the half century.
Mate, you're flogging the bat this year. It's up all year. You're killing it.
Going to be a
All right,
big year
fellas.
next year, Davo.
What was
There'll be a few big parties next year then by the sounds of it.
Imagine so.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, let's leave it there. I'm out.
All
I'll
right.
see you guys next week.
Catch us next
Righto.
week.
See you
Alright.
guys.